like this today. Yet no man wants me to be his girlfriend!
Is this a serious question? Because women just went from saying they rather pick a bear over a man. So why the hell would men approach you? Or even look in your direction? But not only that, so many women have taught men over the years that all men are predatorial, so the good men of the world gave up. And it's so funny because women will constantly say that men don't listen, but now that men are listening, y'all are wondering where the good guys are at, why they don't approach you anymore, and why men are just simply not interested. And why the hell would they be interested? They don't know if they're going to be the next subject of all men are trash content on social media. They don't know if they're going to be accused of doing something they didn't do. They don't know if they're going to be used for dates. They don't know if they're going to be manipulated and then called a narcissist. And in this particular video, she's also asking why didn't they approach her because she looks the way that she looks. But the bottom line is most women are basic. There's nothing special to them. We all look the freaking same. So yeah, you actually have to come with more than just your looks. You actually need a personality nowadays too. Okay, bye.
I want to make this very clear. It is very true that men are avoiding women. Yes, this is very true. In Western countries like America, Canada, United Kingdom, Western society morals have become backwards, that men and women just don't understand each other anymore. But there is a solution. So stay tuned to the end and I will tell you. What is up? This is your boy Andy Matrix. I'm back on your guys' YouTube channel. Guys, if you have not heard of me, it's Andy Matrix. Talk about anime, gaming, Japanese culture. Go check out my YouTube channel, Andy Matrix Gaming. I'm trying to reach 3,000 subscribers. And if you'd like to help out with that, I gladly appreciate it. And also, guys, make sure to check out Angry Guy on Rumble because he's uploading exclusive content over there that's not allowed on YouTube. So if you're interested in that, click the link in the description and follow him on Rumble. Also, guys, the future is digital, so check out Angry Guy's Crypto Academy. We learn how to buy and sell crypto and what coins to buy. He'll teach you all about cryptocurrency and how to profit in the future in this coming digital age. So make sure to click the link in the description. Check that out as well. And dudes, YouTube has gone absolutely crazy. Please help us go up in the algorithm. Get pushed by the algorithm by liking the video, commenting, and sharing this video, guys. I greatly appreciate it. Now, let's get on with the show. So, a little about myself. So I have studied pickup artist stuff. You know those pickup artists? You know who I'm talking about. Those pickup artists like Mystery, David D'Angelo, RSD Tyler, RSD Julian. You guys remember RSD in the 2010s, right? RSD. You know, the whole pickup artist, you know, attraction, approaching, you know, the dating coaches, all those stuff from the 2010s. I was studying that stuff heavily, right? David D'Angelo's The Mystery. I think I read about 50 books on self-help and dating, and I bought a bunch of courses. I used to consume that content like crazy and became pretty good at approaching. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I got pretty good at it. And approaching women became an art. Approaching women was an art in the 2010s. It really was. Like, I'm not joking. And then somewhere around 2018, towards the end of the decade, something started to change. Something started to change. And then during the pandemic, when the entire world was stuck at home and you know, were forced to watch anime. Well, not forced to watch anime, though. You were stuck at home watching Netflix, playing video games, and watching YouTube all day. That's when many guys found out the truth about female nature, because so many of them were exposing themselves on the internet. They were exposing themselves on the internet. So as someone who has been trained by the pickup artists, by the David D'Angelos and the RSDs, I have come to a conclusion that no, approaching women is not worth it anymore. Not anymore. And that is why men are being very avoidant. they're avoiding, having to approach. They're avoiding those types of situations and just focusing on themselves, making money, and just focusing on peace of mind and making sure that everything in their life is taken care of. Right? Everything else in life is taken care of. But first, before I continue, let's go to Man Guy's YouTube channel as he's going to cover this topic.
Bro, being a single mom is literally the hardest shit ever. Like, you cannot do anything. I literally got like one side of my weights racked at the gym because I tried to work out, and they're calling me over the intercom to come get him literally after 5 minutes because he don't want to be with anybody but me because I'm the only person with him. But you literally just can't do anything. I'm literally so exhausted from work like 90% of the time, so I don't ever get to do like a good like real workout. And I got him trying to do a workout this evening and he don't even want to go to the kids club. This is like the third time I've tried to take him. He does not like to be with strangers. So it just makes it hard because I can't do anything. The only time I have help is when I'm working. But I can't ever do anything for myself. And the other parent just gets to do whatever they want. Literally whatever. You can go hang out with your friends. You can work out. You can complain about how tired you are, but
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
This woman is receiving a lot of backlash after posting an emotional video on TikTok. Being a single mother is very difficult, and at first everyone in the comments were sympathizing with her. But her ex-husband was not happy with all the praise that she was getting, so he came forward to expose her true colors. He revealed that he actually has full custody of their children, that she owes over $20,000 in child support, that she faked having cancer, and that she had been arrested for fraud equaling to about $1 million. Now because of all that, the tables turned and she received a lot of backlash for this video. As you can see, people are not happy with her. But it gets even crazier because she made a response to the backlash and now people don't know who to believe. She claims that he's abusive, other women have filed a restraining order against him, and that she became the mother to his kids at only 16 years old. But get this, her being 16 would have made him about 24 years old. And this has disgusted a lot of people, with many taking her side. But I want to know what you guys think about all this crazy drama.
What I like now is that I'm taking my time for the next 3 to 4 years.
You got so, Jacob, you're going to Florida. Who just got up and left there? And to your right, who got up and left?
She'll be back when he goes pro. With 15.04 million single moms in the West, not counting those who choose not to identify, the amount of content pieces documenting the development is staggering. At this point, I don't think it's extreme to call this development a Western disease. Women holding children, running off for a fling on the way to poverty, and riding the carousel with no plan for the future have just become the norm. Here's the first set of comments. She'll come back when she needs money. Way to be supportive of your son. She gave no fucks. She said, oh hell nah, I don't want them gators. Why the dude gotta make it mad awkward and ask who left? L mother. There's apparently some extra information involving this one, possibly related to criminal behavior, but I'm gonna stay on theme here. Regardless of context, this is a pretty regular occurrence for single mothers. Beyond circumstance, with a feeling they have nothing to lose. The kids are almost always tools for leverage to serve their materialistic needs. Moving on.
A lot of men come up with every excuse under the sun as to why they ain't finna take care of no other man's kid, right? But the real reason is, here we go! They know that they can't conquer and control you with another man's kid. That's why most of the time these men want to knock you up. A lot of women think that men want y'all to have their babies because, oh, you're such a wonderful woman and you're so great and you'll be a good mom and blah, blah, blah. No, this is the lies that they tell you guys. That's not why most men want you to have their babies. Most men look at knocking women up as a meal ticket, as a place to stay, as a way to anchor themselves into your life.
Oh, fuck off. Seriously, fuck off.
Wow, well that's certainly one way to look at it. Guys, I've seen a lot of ways to justify single motherhood in my day. Sometimes they make the pre-built home a selling point. Sometimes they say their kids are great. The simplest is the lie that the other men won't be in the picture. But it's been a minute since we've seen an argument that made me replay the clip several times to fully absorb it. I mean, this chick really tried to just make the point that single motherhood is the land of milk and honey. Every man is dying to hop on the ride because they are the apex providers. This is amazing, people. One for the ages. So the comments are, men, Father's Day is coming up. Treat yourself to a DNA. Women are just saying anything nowadays. Now, I've heard a lot of reasons, but they can't control you with someone else's kid. Ma'am, what kind of guys are you involved with? Stop blaming men for your bad decisions. Not because we want our own children. I don't know, man. I seriously have no idea what this was supposed to achieve. Before I lose my mind, let's hustle over to the next clip.
I'm over here in the hospital, y'all, finna give birth to his child, and he over here questioning me, talking about, is this really his baby? Like, what are you talking about? Do you really think I'm sitting here have you up here at the hospital and everything with me just for nothing? Are you serious right now? What kind of baby dad does that right when we finna have this baby? Like, are you serious? You really gonna sit here and question the baby talking about, oh, can you get DNA test? No, you're not getting no DNA test after this. I'm not doing that. This is your child. If you don't believe it's your child, then you could go ahead and go. I don't need you up here. Because all you're doing is stressing me out. Yeah, we are finna find out. And that's so weird for you to even be saying that, though. Why would you even say that? You don't never want to claim your kids. Why you never claim your kids? Like, I don't be doing none of that cheating stuff or none of that. What are you doing? Bro, like, I'm sick of that. And you know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing, bro, because I'm not getting no DNA test. So if he don't think it's his child, he just won't have a child. We don't really need you over here. He in here stressing me out. Like, look at me. I look a mess right now. And you over here doing all this extra stuff, stressing me out right now. Talking about you want DNA test. Okay. You gonna get a DNA test. You can really go ahead and go.
This chick is a repeat offender. We've seen her before. There's the single mom that hops over to the Chatter Tyrone next door, and then there's the single mom that's in it for the perverse love of the game. The last time I found footage of this woman, she was trying to use the kid for cosmetic payments. Now she's in the hospital battling another man's right to make sure it's his.
That is right, guys. That is right. And as we're heading into the all digital future, you're going to want to invest into cryptocurrency. That's why Angry Guy created the Crypto Academy. We learn how to buy and sell cryptocurrency. You learn which coins to pick for profitability in the future. So go ahead and click the link in the description. Take it away, Angry.
Hey guys, in a world pushing you to own nothing and be happy, crypto is your key to survival. Join Angry's Crypto Academy to master buying, selling, and trading crypto. Make huge profits and safeguard your wealth. Plus, discover the one crypto virtually no one is talking about, poised to create new millionaires in the upcoming bull run. The link is in the description of the video below. Go check it out now.
So during the pandemic in 2020 and onward, so from 2020 all the way till now, 2025, many women started posting on the internet, exposing themselves. And as a result, millions of people started to see the truth of female nature. Right? So let's not forget the Godfather, Kevin Samuels, who also helped out with that. Kevin Samuels was actually very successful at exposing all these things a little bit before the pandemic. I didn't find out about Kevin Samuels until like 2022, I think, 2021. But Kevin Samuels was he was doing this on YouTube for like an entire year. I think for like since 2018, 2019, he was doing it. He had 1 million subscribers. He was pretty popular. Right? And let's not forget about the Whatever podcast, who also exposed a lot of people. Let's not forget about Fresh and Fit, because during the pandemic, Fresh and Fit became global. I mean, it was worldwide. Right? Let's not forget the Manosphere, the Richard Cooper, the Red Pill, and all these things, right? They were all exposing all these secrets. And it was so refreshing, because it was depressing and refreshing at the same time, because for so long, for the longest time, if you would tell somebody like that you had to like study female nature, they would tell you that you're crazy. Oh, you don't have to study that. It's natural. You just be normal. And you know what? Back then in a society like the 1950s to the 1980s and 90s, yeah, it was, you didn't have to study these things because everybody knew what they were supposed to do. But as we're heading up, going into the future, and more psychology started to reveal about, the female brain and the female nature. And millions and millions of men, tens of millions of men watching this content on the internet, right? A lot of men started to wake up. There was so much content out there about female nature that many men realized, What is the point of even trying if the only thing I have a chance is if I was rich, if I have a six-pack, if I have a nice car, right? And I'm not saying that every woman is like that, but that's it. At least in American Western world, it seems as though if you didn't have these things, that you didn't have a chance at dating. You didn't have a chance of getting your penis wet. Sorry to put it that way, but you know, and they realized that they had to work much harder than their parents and their grandparents to get a wife, because your grandparents, your parents and your grandparents, they didn't have to work as hard. Like your grandfather did not have to work so hard to find a wife, a traditional wife. But nowadays you do. It's like a needle in a haystack. Okay, that is one of the reasons I stopped approaching girls, and I decided to just travel abroad. And after going to Japan for the first time in 2019, I started to see an entire different world, and I did not want to deal with the Western liberal female again. Now, let's go back to Man Guide.
Bro, even if it is yours, you honestly need to reevaluate your life. I can barely understand what she's saying, and I decipher this crap for a living. The top comments are, her reaction screams that it's a 100% not his. DNA should be mandatory for every birth. Nothing to get insulted about. Do it. The defensiveness says a lot. I've learned that women that talk like that always cheat, always. She's guilty, bruh. Again, looks like everyone is on the same page here. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but DNA tests should always be a part of the medical plan when it comes to pregnancies. After all, 33% of American pregnancies have been discovered to be caused by Chads and Tyrones. That's a stat that cannot be ignored. Next clip.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
You may need to pause this one to get the full story, but if you're impatient, I'll give you the details. Some chick from the boonies tried to give her husband the Uno reverse card when the kid came out with a different pigment. I'll say it again for the people in the back. This is what I mean when I say the Western single motherhood crisis is a pandemic in its own right. Oh God, I would just love to see this explained in a court battle. In a place like California, it just might favor the woman here, which is a pretty scary thought. The comments here are, that's top-tier gaslighting. Biology left the chat. Ah yes, classic woman behavior, never take accountability. How does that make sense if she was the one carrying the baby and giving birth to it? Gaslighting level 1 billion. It truly is. And to commenter number 4, I think you need to lay off the sauce, buddy. There's nothing men hate more than mind games. Maybe the alimony that often follows, but they're pretty neck and neck. When it comes to single moms, they are absolute masters of the craft. Another one.
Time for a crazy story.
What's the worst date you've ever been on?
We went out to Applebee's, and she shows up at least like 30 minutes late, and she's got 3 kids with her. So she gets a call, and she's just like, all right, so you just got to go with whatever I say. And like 10 minutes after she gets that call, this dude just comes in with her, and I'm just like, oh, shit. He tells us all to get in the car like nothing is wrong. This kind of a weird situation. I'm thinking that I'm getting like set up or something. But apparently she told him that I'm one of her oldest kids from a different baby dad. That was her baby dad for the other 3 kids. And now I'm the oldest son from a different baby dad. So I'm like, okay, how do I blend into this situation? We get into the, I'm still trying to figure out if like I still got a chance with it, but she's not really talking to me at this point. But yeah, he dropped us off at home, her and her 3 kids, and then he just dropped me off after. So yeah, never again, bro.
So do you think she used you to get her and her kids a meal?
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's probably what happened, bro. I mean, that's an astute possibility, bro.
Yo, what? I'm sorry, I need to pop out the Q-tips. What just happened? Look, I often try to objectively present an argument for American IQ, but stories like this, well, they don't help out my people. You all are leaving me defenseless here. The guy was a full-grown man, and somehow this chick managed to convince one of the men in her weekly Rolodex of sausage that he was just part of the litter. I mean, it is Applebee's. I grew up going to places like this, but I'd be lying if it were the capital for all things intellectual. Here are the comments. Showing up with 3 kids to a first date, I'm walking straight out the door. That's an astute possibility. Well, we see he's been in Webster, but he's not in the Book of Common Sense. How this ninja just realizing he got played? How he can get his car back from Applebee's? Even crazier, it's just hitting him. I know. What kind of life does this man lead? He needs a body cam and reality TV show stat. In response to the second comment, his understanding of the word astute isn't necessarily a badge of honor. There are so many people like this that grab 5 words out of the word of the day calendar and start walking around like they're Mark Twain. Moving on.
She's pregnant by possible with another man. You know, how do you think it's going to make me feel?
But I made a mistake, and you shouldn't judge me for that if I'm honest with you. I was so stressed out. I told him, he said something to me, well, why don't you find somebody else? And I said, well, what if I have? And he's like, well, whose baby is that? And I said, I don't know. And he said, you messed up, you're a slut. And he was calling me names, and I was 6 weeks pregnant. And he's like, you need to get out of my house. So I had to go move in with my family. And the whole time, this other guy, he doesn't want me to tell my husband. He wants to keep everything a secret, and I couldn't do it anymore. And I told him right after Father's Day I was pregnant. And I was so upset because I didn't want to have to tell him, well, I don't know if she's yours or not. Because that's hard to tell somebody, but I wanted to be honest. If she doesn't come out to be his, I'm really sorry. And I'm going to have to live with that for the rest of my life. But I know she'll always have you as her daddy. And I'm hoping and praying that he comes out to be her dad. Because I love him.
If she is mine, you know, we'll just go home, throw a big old party. But if she ain't mine, I don't know if we can let this marriage carry on.
Mr. Chappelle, you are not her biological father.
Why'd you do this for?
I'm so sorry.
So, after a decade of pushing men away, and many Western women are complaining that men are avoiding them, that men don't want to talk to them, they don't want to approach. So first, this is the funny thing. So first in the 2010s, they were saying, oh, man should stop approaching. And then once they hit 30, 40 years old, 35 years old, they're like, oh, well, how come nobody's approaching? Why are they avoiding me? They're avoiding me. Right? Well, you reap what you sow, darling. So what is the solution? What is the solution, you may be asking? Well, I'm glad that you ask. Okay, I'm going to give you a solution. There's many others out there. You can use your brain and decide for yourself. But let me give you a solution that I have found that works for me. And I am a person, look, I'm not born in America. I am an immigrant. I came to America when I was 9 years old, and I adapted to the society. And from then all the way till now, I've seen a drastic change. And it's kind of scary. We didn't know how good we had it back then, but pay attention. The solution is to leave. A lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people just want to hear, oh yeah, things are gonna get better. And you know what? I am of the opinion that no, I don't think it's gonna get better. Well, more specifically, I don't think that Western civilization is going to get better. I really don't. And it's because of the mentality of the West. That's what's killing it, is the mentality. I really do not believe that it's going to get better. Okay? So the solution is to leave. That's right, my friends. Pack your bags. Leave Western countries. Okay, it is falling apart. America, Canada, the UK are standing on their last legs. This is not just about dating, This is also economical. Start looking for a country that you would like to live in with your dollars, your British pound, the euros, and get your passports and get out. Okay? Start thinking, what country you like to live in. Start doing your research. Because, at the end of the day, why would you want to stay in a place that hates you? We see it in the movies, in the news, in the media, the Gillette commercial, right? So while the West is falling apart, other countries are rising. Asia is rising. Okay, the Philippines is growing. A lot of Asian countries that were considered poor, they're growing. Africa is growing. Do your research. But don't just listen to me. Do your research. Look out there. There's an entire world out there for you. And hey, whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, share this video. It's your boy, The Matrix. Godspeed.